Hey, Chief to Do's breaking news here coming in to you guys from my bunker in the canyons. All right, guys. All right, I got to break in here. I had to say, last 72 hours have been kind of hectic, and a lot of intel has come in. And I've been through several briefings and several intel gathering think tank sessions here, and I've got the following intel for you. At 4:34 p.m. on May 22nd, 2021. Okay, so well, I know we had the ceasefire, guys, and I didn't have a lot of faith in it. Neither did a lot of people from Israel. And unfortunately, you're about to see this go right back into it, and I'll tell you why here momentarily. So, once again, the disclaimer here: make sure you do your own homework, guys. Make sure you do your own research. Make sure you do your own studying on these subjects because these are, you know, trying times, and Intel is always needs to be challenged and scrutinized there. So, make sure you do your own homework. Anyway, moving on into the Intel that I've got. Okay, so the list of things that I've got here is none of it's good news. I wish some of it was, but none of it is. But it is what it is. So anyway, so I guess Iran just before the last ceasefire pushed a drone to show the capability of a drone that is capable of that taking off from Iran, going across the Persian Gulf, and it went across the land there all the way to the border of Jordan and Israel, showing the capability of it. And it was armed, by the way. Israeli intelligence stated that the drone was armed with a explosive warhead. So not only do they have a drone that can just cruise around, cruise at 250 kilometers per hour, it's also capable of carrying a warhead of substantial amount to do a little bit of damage when it hits its destination. The drone ABI-2 is new, and I believe it's some of the technology may be taken from us years ago, and it's been modified and it's been worked on to do more than what it originally was doing for the United States. Iran downed a drone. It basically just took control of it and landed it and got the technology from us. Then they incorporated it with some other technology I'm hearing from China and also some other engineering from Russia. So, excuse me, that's the allergies there. But anyway, so that gives you the alliance that is there, and is very strong. It is strengthened after this little skirmish that happened between Hamas and the nation of Israel. Okay, so there is a new rocket in town as well. Iran has I've got some very important things at the end of the list here about Iran to say today in this briefing. So stand by for that. Iran has a new rocket called the Gaza rocket. It's specifically designed for them, and its capability is way high tech. And we saw that in the last skirmish that just happened between Hamas and Israel, that all of a sudden their game has been upped, and they had some rockets that could do things that the little rockets that they were shooting over before could not do. These other rockets could actually reach out and touch people in Israel before, like never before. So they got new drones and new rockets, and Israel is very concerned. The intelligence, as well as their intelligence gathering and stuff, is letting them see what's going on. And what's going on is, well, it's no big secret now. It's already out. I just heard it here today and last night. Iran is stating that they have evened the playing field between Hamas and Israel, that they have called on all the Islamic nations in the Middle East, as well as other nations, to back them up and to come to the aid of Gazans, and specifically Hamas. So we're about to see, I guess, the stuff that happened in the at the Temple Mount here the other day, or the Dome on the Rock. We're about to see, because due to that, another religious skirmish or battle or riot, whatever you want to call it. People are having trouble getting along at the religious sites up there, and due to that, I guess we're going to have another round. Looks like. Sorry to say, but we're fixing to see a heavy round. And Israel has also been notified, their intelligence to know that they have tunnels that have already been redug, and different tunnels that are being heavily worked on. And so Israel Israel intelligence reported that to the Israeli government, and the Israeli government is on high alert right now. They are thinking that pretty much it's not if, it's just when now. There's going to be another round. It's going to be a serious attack, a serious threat to the sovereignty of Israel. Um, like I said in prior briefings, heavier weapons are probably going to be used in this, and even heavier later on, all the way to the ultimate. So the big firecrackers. Anyway, along with that, we were having also other things that are intensifying as well. There's obviously a space war going on between Russia and China and the United States, and it is definitely raising the tensions between Russia and the United States. Russia claiming part of the Arctic, saying it's ours, and that's that. And I guess we're having also our own territory squabble with Russia right now up in the North Pole. So strong language has been used by Russia, and it shouldn't surprise us. They're basically saying anybody who bites Russia is going to get their teeth knocked out, or that little phrase that was coined here recently by his leader there, Putin, from Russia. So keep that in mind, that the rhetoric is people aren't trying to be diplomatic. These are national leaders of superpowers that are saying prepare for war. If you bite us, we're going to knock your teeth out. And Biden even chiming in. I heard he put out a deal that said, if you think things like that go, missiles will fly. If you mess with us, missiles are going to fly. So I mean, so rhetoric is definitely got an attitude now. There's not emergency meetings being called to have a political diplomatic situation, to de-escalate and work and resolve the issue. You don't hear any of that through any of this, and it's not a good thing for superpowers to be bantering back and forth with these with this type of talk. Of course, Israel and of course United Nations and Hamas and all that stuff have they say that they have a two-state solution and stuff like that. They're just not going to be able to do this, guys. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. So, see, moving down the list, the intel is coming in that there's going to be a large attack, and Iran is stating we've evened the playing field, Israel. So you're not going to be able to bully on Hamas, and they're also calling on all the Islamic nations around Israel to get ready to fight Israel. And we have an extreme threat going on. So it looks like a double down more than anything else. The first skirmish has happened, and the weapons have been passed out. Heavier duty weapons have been passed out, and it's like get ready for round two. Okay, with all that being said, my commentary on this. It's bad enough that we're hearing all this news that's around the world, but there is more. There is so much more that is not being talked about. It's more I mean, not diplomatic, but it's more political than anything else when you look at the mainstream news media about who said what, and he said, she said, and she said, and she said, and he said, and he said is going on more than anything else in our political world, and nobody's paying any attention in the news media about the other natural earth occurring events that are happening. Nobody's talking about the other events that are man-made conditions that are fixing to impact us next week, and I'm talking about the food shortage, of course. And but some of the earth things that are going on is the weather is not acting normally. It is a little out of whack. A little, not much, just a little, but it is out of whack. Anybody who hasn't noticed it might not be affected too much in your area, but a lot of other people around the world have noticed there has been a weather impact. China has had a devastating earthquakes, floods, high-speed straight-line winds even that have been in the hundreds of miles an hour here lately. They've been getting more than their fair share of those natural disasters. 58 volcanoes have been erupting over the last 4 weeks, including 2 volcanoes. One went active, Stromboli, and then there's another one, I can't think of the name right offhand, another one just flat out blew its top off over in Italy, in Europe. So Iceland is having a lot of problems with volcanoes right now, and also other various places. So that's also going on. So earthquakes are going on all over the place. There's anomalies going on with the oceans. There are all kinds of anomalies going on with the oceans, and nobody knows exactly what's happening with that as well. Surface temperatures are being blocked, and the intel's not being given to us, according to a lot of people who follow that stuff. Excuse me. And I guess the other part about it is the ground movement. there is ground movement like worldwide. It's like the ground is what do you call it? The surface of the Earth is changing. Soon we're going to start to see mountains that we normally see maybe start to go down. I'm hearing from intel reports that there's going to be mountainsides, or that the skyline that we're used to seeing is going to change. I've also heard that you may see skyline what do you call it, scenes appear, meaning that you might see hills, even mountains, appear shortly in a short period of time, like within a week or two. You may see a large hill start to form somewhere that you wasn't there before. The Earth's surface is having a facelift. It looks like, to put a, I guess, for lack of a better word, and there's something going on underneath and down inside, deep in the planet, that's causing all kinds of anomalies and other things to happen, such as the rat invasion that's happening down in Australia. It's going to be here in our country, the United States, pretty soon. And none of this stuff that I just listed out is being talked about. None of it. So we got to be prepared for that. Got to be prepared for that. I mean, it's all about the proper way to be, and who said what, and who's under investigation, and who got arrested, and all this other crap, instead of the actual serious events that are going on. The news is definitely focused in on opinions and behavior more than it has about physical, natural events happening naturally here on the Earth, as well as, well, the wars, the drums of war that are beating, just like in Matthew 24 is talking about. Another wave of pandemic possibly coming here in the fall, in September, I hear. Everybody's going to say it's COVID, another COVID 2.0, but it's actually something else that's related to it. And we'll get more into that as I find out more. I'm digging into it. I have information on it, but it's just not, it's too thin. It's not confirmed yet, so I don't want to say. And I guess other than that, I mean, we know what's going on, and I hope everybody's prepared for what's going on, and I hope everybody sees the writing on the wall, that our country is in jeopardy, that the world is in a bit of a tight spot right now. Human beings, the condition of the human being, the mind, body, and spirit. How are we, huh? How are we doing out there, folks? How are we feeling? We have aches and pains physically. Are we having a hard time and frustrated time mentally? And is our soul troubling us out there? So for those of you listening, I'm saying take an inventory, guys and gals. Take an inventory. Listen to your body. Listen to your mind. But most of all, listen to your spirit. Listen to your heart. A lot of things going on. And for those of us who take inventory, for those of us who challenge ourselves to rise above, know it's a difficult, that do it on a regular basis, know the difficulty level. There's a lot of people have, because they're stuck in a rut, and they only know one way to deal with things, and that's just to lash out violently, to lash out hatefully, and to be cruel, and with misery, filled with misery. So, yeah, keep an eye out there. Keep a heads up. I think the totality with the time dilation and stuff that's also going on with all these other natural events and everything is going to take its toll. People are going to probably freak out a little bit in the near future. For those of us who have done our due diligence, for those of us who have got the heads up, hopefully we can be somewhat of a conscience for people in the future, telling them it's okay. This was supposed to happen. This was planned to happen, and I can show you where, and I can show you what's going to happen, and so you can relax, chill. It's okay. It's going to be all right. Everything's well in hand, and everything is in control, even though it looks like everything is going to hell in a handbasket, and it's the shocking events that we're going to see. So anyway, the world's changing. Even the monetary systems are changing. I'm keeping an eye on the markets, of course. The cryptocurrency stuff, the old dollars, and the old the old way of the old stock changes, stock exchanges and stuff. Seems like it's changing. There's a whole bunch of events coming all at one time in a focal point. Says a lot. Says a lot. Hope you guys checked out my video, by the way, before I cut you loose, and about the food shortage that's coming and why. If you haven't, I would go back and listen to that because we are just days away now from that event, according to my intel sources. And if I'm wrong, trust me, I'll make a video just to say, hey, my intel was wrong. I have no problem saying that, and I have no idea why some folks are so adamant about that. But I can miss a beat. I can. Everybody misses a beat. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fails. It's when we dust ourselves off, get back up, get back in the saddle, and ride again to make sure that we get better at it and we do a more consistent, better job. You know, that strive for excellence. That's what it's all about when you fail. Not about, oh, you're no good because you failed. That demonization that's out there is well alive already for those of us who are paying attention out there. So that's about it for what I got. I hope everybody has had a good week and is having a good weekend. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy your job, enjoy your way of life currently the way it is, because it's not promised to be this way tomorrow. It's not promised to be this way 2 weeks from now. We could be in a severe situation 2 weeks from now. We will get through it. We will survive. Remember that. Hey, so that's it for us. Hope you guys have a good evening there. And I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll break in if I get anything serious going on there. So with that being said, Chieftain News out.